Today, let's talk about the 5 secrets to keep the spark alive in your marriage. Now, this video is perfect for you if you're freshly married or married for many years, but you start to feel like there is less activity in the bedroom, he's not that interested anymore, and you both have started to feel just functional and responsible in your marriage instead of feeling like hot lovers. So, let's get started. This is dating and relationship coach Sami Wunder, and for the last decade, I've been helping strong, smart, successful women find and create amazing romantic relationships. Now, secret number 1 to keeping the spark alive in your marriage is very simply taking care of your looks. Now, I know this sounds superficial, and 5 years ago, if you had said this to me while I had just birthed my second son, I would be really annoyed at you and tell you, stop being so shallow. But the truth is, men are visual creatures, and when you look pretty and you look on point and you smell good, he is going to notice. Now, I remember after the birth of both my children, I felt extremely tired. I was breastfeeding, I was still running my business, and so actually, I would roam around in my pajamas and my t shirt a lot. And it was when I saw the frequency of physical intimacy starting to reduce, I was like, girl, wake up. This is human primal attraction. A man is attracted to a woman because he likes the way she looks. And so I started going on the journey of dropping my postpartum weight, looking after myself more, wearing nicer clothes, putting on red lipstick, and guess what? It really works. So if you have lost yourself on the way, be kind to yourself, but do not forget this major rule of attraction. You have to look good, and you definitely have to look the best you can given the current phase in life. So some of you who might have put on some weight or feeling conscious about your body, this is not about putting pressure on yourself to drop the 20 kilos by tomorrow, but this is about doing your best in your current phase, the best you can. Now, tip number 2 to keep the marriage spark alive is to embody your feminine energy. Honestly, my man is all over me, and it's because I bring peace, joy, happiness to his life and to our home. As much as I can, wherever I go, in every conversation, I try to bring positive energy. I am open, I am receptive, I am grateful for effort, I am present with the kids, I am present in the home after work. And this quality of feminine energy, that you are his safe space, is almost always going to increase the spark in the bedroom. Now, so many women who come and work with me inside Elevate tell me, Sami, what do I do? Like, do I need to be more sexy, learn pole dancing, seduce him with a sexy lingerie? Now, all of that is okay. But what I teach in Elevate is that sex is not just about when you are together in the bedroom and it happening or not happening. Sex is about the entire context of your connection. Are you guys flirting with each other? Are you present to each other? Are you playful with each other? That is the feminine energy you need to bring to your relationship all throughout the day, because that's when you will have moments of culmination into physical intimacy at the end of the day. It's really not that hard. If you have a good connection with him, it's almost always going to translate into spark in the bedroom. And if your connection with him is low, if there's no flirting, no fun, no playfulness, then you will see that the spark in the bedroom will also go down. By the way, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to give me a like, hit subscribe to my channel. I present a new video every single week. Now, let's get to point number 3 to keep the spark alive in your marriage. This is so simple on the surface, but it is the thing that I see number 1 missing from most marriages, which is appreciation for the guy and for the good he does. Now, what happens in monogamous relationships is that you become his source of validation in life, and men want female validation, just like females also love male validation, right? And if you, as that female source of validation, are not appreciating him enough, if you're not saying, bravo, boy, that was amazing, what a great idea, what a great choice of restaurant, oh, you did that really well, how thoughtful, then he is going to not feel all hot and hunky around you. And that's how he feels hot and hunky, when he feels he's making a difference, when he feels he's getting it right, when he feels like you are seeing what he's getting right. I was recently speaking to one of my Elevate clients who is married, and I asked her, are you really appreciating him for all the good he does? Because it sounds like from our conversation that he only gets everything wrong all the time. And she's like, you're so right, Sammy. My focus is so much on everything he gets wrong that I barely and rarely appreciate everything he is getting right. And I reminded her, appreciate him for the small things. They always don't have to be grand gestures, but appreciate him for taking the garbage out. Appreciate him for putting the baby to sleep because you're tired. And she started doing it, and within a week, they were having sex again. And she was like, this is magic. Why do we complicate our lives so much? And this is what you have to understand. If you're looking to keep the spark alive in your marriage, in any relationship, your words of appreciation, of love, of gratitude are always going to hit the right note. By the way, I'm saving the best tip for the end, so keep watching. And if you're enjoying this, don't forget to give me a like. Now, let's move on to the next tip to keep the spark alive in your marriage. And this one is super counterintuitive, because you think, how is sex, spark, flirtation, intimacy connected with this point? But I will explain to you now. So, this is all about learning to say no and holding your boundaries. This is the most uncomfortable part for most women I work with, because they are good people, they're kind people, they're givers, they're helpers, they're accommodating, they're compassionate, they're understanding. But they forget to look after their own welfare in the relationship. They forget to say no often when they want to say no. And what happens is, if you don't say no when you want to say no, and if you end up saying yes instead, you start to get resentful of him. And this is not a good energy for the spark to be alive or to be sustained in a marriage. It is so important that as women, we understand that we are sensitive, feelingful creatures. And in order for us to feel open to our men, to really enjoy physical intimacy, to even invite physical intimacy, we need to feel emotionally good with our men. And when you stop to say yes, when you want to say no, you start to feel angry with him. And when you feel angry with him and you feel like he's taking you for granted, you're doing everything, how come he doesn't see all the ways in which you contribute? Then what starts to happen is that you feel emotional distance, and then your energy becomes one of pushing him away, keeping him at arm's length, instead of one that is inviting and juicy and fun and playful. So if you're not saying no often enough, if you're saying yes to all the things that he's asking you to do or be or show up for, but in the process of saying yes, you're getting tired, you're getting burnt out, you're getting exhausted, you feel like you don't have energy, and because you don't have energy, you also feel dead in the bedroom because you just want to go to sleep. All of this is interconnected, and this is why it's so important to take ownership of your personal responsibility around saying no and drawing your boundaries, and only offering to do as much as you can put on your plate. Now, of course, this is not a call to perfection. I know there are going to be hard days, especially if you are a mother, especially if you're a boss babe like me. Some days are intense, and men can totally handle that. But if that becomes a pattern in the relationship where you're always overgiving, always overexhausted, always overfunctioning, it is going to have a direct negative impact on your sex life. It is going to have a direct negative impact on the spark and the fun you feel with your partner. Now, before I give you the best cookie, which I told you I saved for the end of this video, I quickly want to invite you to check out my 3-part video training, the Devotion Blueprint, where I am revealing the 6 pillars of my love success framework that have led to over 1,200 committed relationships, partnerships, and beautiful marriages. I am revealing all my secrets. The link is in the description below. All right, tip number 5 to keep the spark alive in your marriage. This is funny and it's really effective and it's super practical. This is about going to bed like a queen. So, again, I was speaking to a client and I was like, you're telling me he's not touching you. You're telling me you guys have had no sex in the last 8 months. How do you go to bed, can I ask? Do you go to bed in a baggy t shirt? Or in a raggy looking, ugly looking, I don't know, pajama? Or do you go to bed in a silk dress, smelling like roses, with your hair combed? And she was like, oh, I actually go to bed just like in a rugged t-shirt. And I was like, that's the thing, it's so effective if you just make a queen-like bedtime routine where after you brushed your teeth, combed your hair, done your skincare, you put on something really juicy, yummy, silky, something that makes you feel good. And of course, I invite silk, and I think silk is royal and has a great feel to it. But honestly, even cute shorts, heart, pink, red, and a nice perfume before bedtime is going to do the trick. I think so often we overcomplicate attraction, we overcomplicate desire. But the thing is that you have to remember just by the virtue of being a woman, you are attractive to your guy. Just by your softness, your natural beauty, when you bring that out, you are attractive to him and you don't have to try harder or work harder. So go to bed like a queen. And once you've gone to bed like a queen, tell me in the comments below what yummy fun did you and your partner have. Meanwhile, if you want 5 more tips on how to have more physical intimacy with your man, comment yes under this video. And if there's enough interest, I'll come back and do a video for you lovely divas on how you can have even more fun and juicy physical intimacy with your partner. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.